Hello, my name is Harry Hobson, President and CEO of Plymouth Harbor. According to the bylaws of the Residents Association here at Plymouth Harbor, the purpose of the Residents Association is to serve the common interests of all Plymouth Harbor residents and to also promote mutual understanding and cooperation among the residents, administration, and Board of Trustees. It further states to also provide channels for members to express their ideas, share in decisions, and work in areas of their interest, promoting the well-being of Plymouth Harbor. Residents looking after residents oftentimes is the heartbeat of Plymouth Harbor. We refer to that as heart to heart. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the president of the Residents Association, Mr. Bill Johnston, who will share a meaningful project with you that was created by members of the Residents Association. And I believe it truly personifies what the heart to heart is all about. Mr. Johnston.
Hi, I'm Bill Johnston, president of the Residents Association at Plymouth Harbor. And I have a story to share with you. Late last year, Tom Belcher and Connie Sanders took on a project whereby they researched and then wrote a small booklet, which you will all be given, called Next Steps. This booklet is most important for your families, for your children, for your executors, for your heirs, because what it does is it lays out for you the ability to write down passwords, financial information, medical information, all of which those people are going to need when we all meet the ultimate end, and we will all meet the ultimate end. This can be very, very helpful to you getting it down now, because then your edits, when something changes, are really very, very minor. So please take a look at this booklet when it's delivered to you, and our very, very great thanks to Connie and Tom. Connie, would you like to enlighten the people some more about this booklet?
Next Steps is a guide to help Plymouth Harbor residents organize their affairs before they become incapacitated or pass away. The guide will help you and your loved ones prepare for this eventuality. And I know people don't like to talk about this, but it is important to get your affairs in order, put it in writing, share the information your survivors will need, and it is a true gift of love for them. And in the future, they will use and appreciate this as they deal with their loss. Now, the book has 3 parts. The first part is Be Prepared. And this is a practical list of important steps that you need to take to be ready for the future that we're all going to face. The third section in the book is the appendix. And in the appendix, it's full of valuable information to help residents as they work through all the steps in the Be Prepared section. Forms are provided to gather and record information that your loved ones will need after you have passed away. The appendices also give a very useful list of phone numbers and references that will be helpful to the survivors and families.
You know, that's right, Connie. Preparing for death is really important. But what about the survivors? What about your husband or wife or your family that will have to deal with all the practical issues that will come flooding at them immediately following your passing? These many, many tasks can be overwhelming. And so we decided to create what we call the Survivor's Guide. It's the second part of the book. The Survivor's Guide takes the individual through those many steps in a logical order and at a pace that doesn't overwhelm. It provides for grieving, because grieving is important, but at the same time, it makes sure that the individual accomplishes and manages those vital aspects of their life that follow on with the passing of a loved one. Why, you ask, did Connie and I decide to take on this project? Well, because we saw the need. We were personally involved with friends here at Plymouth Harbor whose loved one had passed away, and really were overwhelmed with all of the decisions, all of the tasks that they had to accomplish. So we decided between us that we would sit down and put our thoughts into print. And we did, and now we have this publication called Next Steps. And for that, we also want to thank, as we did this, the many people who helped us, the team members at Plymouth Harbor, other residents, experts from the community, and we want to pay special thanks to the Plymouth Harbor Fun Shop, the Residents Fun Shop, and the Residents Association for sponsoring this publication. Connie and I wrote Next Steps specifically for our friends here at Plymouth Harbor, and we urge you to look at it carefully, follow it through, and give this gift of love to your survivors.
The reality is that this booklet contains all the information that we need when someone we love dies. It's something that we haven't thought about usually, or if we have thought about it, we've not thought about all the details. And this booklet helps us to think about all the details that are needful before a death occurs. So I recommend this book to you. Don't put it off until tomorrow. Most deaths occur at a spur of the moment when we're not ready for it and they're not ready for it. So today is the day to read this booklet and to do the work, to start the work that will put all the information that you need to work with a loved one, to work with a funeral director, to work with a minister or a church or a faith body. Don't put it off until tomorrow. Do it today.
Now, John took care of everything up to the very last, and he would always say, well, you need to sit down next to me, and we'll go over it. And one day I asked him, I said, how about today? Well, I just finished. That was the end of that. So I was like absolutely helpless, nervous, couldn't sleep at night, not only because of the loss, but because of all the things that I was required to do that I couldn't understand. So this really, the first time you read it, you're impressed. The second time, you start to really get into it and find out, oh God, if only I had known that, it would make me feel so much better. That I'm to a certain degree in charge, which, when he died, left me in charge. And I have no close relatives to help me. So, yeah, that book, I think, is for many, many women, is going to be, and maybe some men too, a big, big help. And it relieves the pressure of when somebody says, take your time. Don't rush. Don't be rushed. And then you get another note, you get another phone call, and you don't really know what in the heck to do. And so there it is. If you have that book, you can look it up. But by that time, you ought to be able to, kind of quote it. I can by now. But it's to me, it's been a lifesaver. And I hope it will be like that for other people.
Well, I hope all the residents have learned something from this presentation. And hopefully you will all read this booklet and take the time to fill out the forms and save them for your families. Connie and Tom, we cannot thank you enough. You have put in yeoman's effort.